Who doesn't know? Would I take the matriculation examination, the academic side, or should I take the vocational? So you can combine that. So you end up to have this vocational qualification and then this upper secondary school certificate, but not the whole credits from that part. And well, we were talking about that they have this general eligibility and no kind of a educational dead end. So
yeah, I would agree with that.
Yes. And here is our vocational qualification. So it's based on 3 years and 180 competence points or credits. And because it's the vocational qualification, so most of the studies are vocational. And this is last year's. We had a new one now in the beginning of January, but I'm sorry we don't have any slides yet about that. But the main change is that these free choice units, these 10 credits on the right, they are moving to be a part of the vocational units. So vocational unit is growing 10 points bigger, so it's going to be 145.
Okay.
Yes. And then they have these common vocational units there as well.
In the vocational, do they work a lot too? Do they work with like companies and stuff?
Yes.
That's part of the training.
It's part of the training. Maybe this one tells you more about that. I was telling you in the morning that we have these periods. So 3 periods during the autumn and 3 periods in the springtime.
Right. They're like tri-semesters, right? Kind of a
in a way.
Broken in,
yes.
right.
Yeah.
So 6 overall.
6 overall. And the white ones are vocational studies. So you can see the first year students, they spend most of their time at school. And 1 period they are doing these general studies, doing this Finnish language, maths and so on. And then we have tried to have now more and more about these mixed learning periods.
What is that?
It can mean, for example, that they are at school, let's say 2 days a week. They are here for the theory classes. And then 3 days a week they are in the companies.
Really?
Yeah. And when they are on their first year, they are too young and they are not that talented yet. So it's more like getting to know what the work life is like. But when they get older and they got more skilled, so they can have more and more tasks there to do. So that's more when the periods and the years and the studies go further.
Yeah.
And this is just an example. It varies a little from in different qualifications.
Right. But they can't get paid for the on-job learning, right? They don't get paid.
If it's under 25 hours per week, so they can just get paid and it's okay. If it's more than that, so we are then doing a different kind of contract.
Okay.
But they can. But that's what we are learning a little bit now.
Do a lot of kids get paid to work, or most of them it's free?
Some of them, yes, and some no. It depends. And well, if they are good ones, and maybe if the company sees that this is our man or this is our woman in the future, so maybe they want to pay something.
Is it difficult to get companies to work with the schools? To
Well, we should do that a little bit more than what we are doing. We are doing it quite a lot now, but we even now when the law changed, we should do it even more. So we are rehearsing now and trying to find even more new ways how to get this cooperation working even more better.
But when you said when the law changed, how did it change?
So that the teaching should go even more to the workplaces.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Normally when they go on their second year, so then they have first ones on the real on-the-job learning periods. And that means that they are not at school at all. They are spending the whole period in the companies. And then they are showing their learning there and they have the skills demonstrations and they are evaluated there by a teacher and the representative of the company and the student.
Okay.
And on the last year they are not that much at school at all. they are doing this mixed learning, or maybe if they are students who have learning difficulties or something like that. So maybe those who need more guiding and more learning, they are more at school, and those who are skilled and who can cope themselves, they are more in the companies. We try to vary this and make it very individual.
All right.
And this third year's last period, which is I've named it as a combination. So it's a period where if you are good students and everything is ready, so maybe you graduate in the end of the fifth period. But if you have something undone, or you are still in the middle of learning something, so you can use this period 6. So it's kind of a everything possible happens there. If they have something from, for example, second year's general studies period, so they can make it ready. Or we are always hoping that nothing is left undone, but...
What's the difference between mixed learning and combination?
Well, the mixed learning is happening in the companies and at school, and the combination is just that you have maybe the ready, or you may still be at school, or you maybe
I got you.
It's just a kind of a trash box.
Right.
It includes everything. Yeah. And if you have still something undone, and you are not going to be qualified to get the qualification after a third year, then we are making a plan for the fourth year.
So you can do one more if you're behind.
3 plus 1.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there's always something to back it up.
Yes. Yes.
Do a lot of kids have to do the +1? Or most can do it in 3?
Let's say, what I have to say, maybe about under 10%.
Okay.
But there are always some, in different reasons. They may have been absent for a longer time during the studies, or they have some personal problems or things like that. So here's something about this dual qualification, which combines this vocational and this general upper secondary education. So they have this certificate here. They do the whole vocational studies, that is 3 years, and here in the side they are doing these upper secondary school studies. So when the others are going to the general studies, those who are doing the dual degrees, they are going to this high school side. They are doing the studies there.
Right.
So it's going here in with the same program. Only if they are taking long maths or long physics, so they are doing a little bit extra during the summer because the maths studies are so long. But it goes there really nicely.
Okay.
Yes. And well, it's possible in every vocational qualification. In some qualifications it's more popular than in the others. For some reason, for example, the electricians, there's about 25% of them who is doing that. It's the most popular in electricians.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the one that you get the most people to apply?
No.
No.
But it's very popular.
Okay.
Yes, it's hard to get in, but it's not the number one to get in. But for some reason, those students are willing to choose this path for themselves. Yes. Maybe they are. I'm not sure if they are thinking to be to have engineering studies,
maybe later, huh?
Maybe later,
yeah.
And they are just backing that up. Here is something about these individual study paths, how to find some better ways for everybody, because they are some students, or every student, they are in different situations in their life. It's quite often that they need some special help or support with their studies.
Right.
If they are in trouble in their life, they have, for example, money problems or problems with the accommodation or something like that. We have the social welfare officers here.
Okay.
They can help with that. Well, some of them might like to go and compete in their qualifications, so we can have these top expert paths. We have this skills competition. It's yearly vocational competition. So they can join there. Maybe in some vocational qualification, for example, the hairdressers in Finland, it's quite rare to find a place you can get paid. It's normal that you end up to be an entrepreneur. So maybe it's wise that you start studying the entrepreneurship already here besides your vocation.
Where is the entrepreneur at? Is that here or somewhere
No,
else?
it's just built in the qualification.
It's built into the program.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to learn how to run their own business.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or the international path. For example, now 2 of my logistics students, I think they are leaving to where they're going to be in Slovakia, I think. So they're going now for the last period to Slovakia. So it's a really nice one. Mostly they are going to the Middle Europe. Yeah. And we try to ensure the study place to every young applicant. So if it's not in the vocational qualification, so it's maybe in Valma or in some workshop or something like that. But we try to find a place for everybody. So here is this students' different kind of paths, how to go. Most of the students, we have to remember this, are going the mainstream. They are coming in and they are doing their studies and then they are finishing at the right time. But if there is some problems, if they are not coming here, then we are doing this cooperation with the other officers, this local youth reach workers or the guidance counselors from a basic education or something like that, and we are searching the applicants to come and start the study. If they are vanishing in here, they are doing their studies, but sometimes happens that okay, I haven't heard from that, let's say for 2 weeks, and then we try to find out that, okay, where they are. We try to do this with conversations and try to avoid that we would end up to be in that situation where we have to give this official resignment. We have tried to find the place or some other way how to solve if there are lots of problems.
But the bottom line is to try to keep the student in school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And if the qualification is wrong, because that happens, so we try to find a place inside the Gradia. And quite often it's very possible to find a new place. If they have a lack of motivation or if they have some health problems or something like that, maybe then they have to go and go this their healing path first and come back then when they are
when they have
better.
some motivation.
Yeah, yes.
Or they get hungry enough. Huh?
Yeah. Or they go to they go to the army and they grow there in a way, and they have maybe more motivation. Yeah. Okay. Here is some numbers of our 2016 dropouts.
So it's completion rate in all your programs is about 65%?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes. It varies from qualification to another, but
So moving to another school, so they didn't really drop out, they just
No.
went to another school.
no,
right?
it's, yeah. Or they just go into a different qualification, for example, move from car mechanic to a carpenter. So that's positive. We should think that as an individual study path. Or moving to another school outside Jyvaskyla if they are moving or something like that.